Hey kids, Sully here with the one and only Drew McIntyre. How are you, sir?
Oh, fantastic.
You having a good weekend? I know I just asked you that, but this is on the record.
Yeah, no, officially I can say I'm having a wonderful weekend.
Okay. Fantastic.
Find out today, Ashley. Ask me again after the draft.
So one of the questions that's been popping in my head since I found out you were going to be here is that you're one of those really cool stories that somebody was in the company earlier, left, completely reinvented themselves, and they came back and you're all better than ever. Can you kind of tell me, like, during those years you weren't with the company, what was like your thought process when you were reinventing yourself? Did you decide, I'm just going to be more Drew Galloway instead of just trying to be a character? Is that, or what was your thought process there?
I mean, I didn't really have a specific thought process because it evolved.
For lack of a better term, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, during my time away, I had an initial thought process, and then it kept evolving and changing because of opportunities and circumstances kept evolving and changing. You know, I got released, and I sat down and thought to myself, okay, now's your chance. Like, you know, you believe you've been capable of more than what's been given. Realistically, you weren't giving your all. I can admit that I wasn't giving it all in the gym. I wasn't working to improve, you know, my promos. I even wasn't trying to get like better in the ring, even though it was a more comfortable area. I told myself I would never let any stone go unturned again, and from that day forward, I was going to do whatever it took to be the best I could possibly be. And the goal initially was get back to WWE. So as I started, I went back to Scotland, caught my mission statement promo. 3 weeks later, it kind of took off, got a lot of attention. And Mick Foley, like, put it over in Stone Cold's podcast, and it really got a lot of people really helped me out there, putting some eyes on it to show, you know, what I could truly do when I was just kind of let loose, being myself. I'm just a crazy, passionate wrestling fan. Deep down, and then my first match, I won the Evolve title. But Evolve gave me that platform to be not just their top guy, their top guy, and you know the talent roster they have. And then back then, the talent roster was crazy. It was the Garganos, the Ricochets, the Roderick Strongs, and I had the opportunity, my first match, Chris Hero, to be the Evolve champion. So like Gabe Sapolsky has been such a huge part of my journey. He gave me that ball right away, and just kind of helped me develop who I was, and helped me develop into a top guy. And all the different companies kept giving me these opportunities, the chance to be the face of the companies. I think I had about, I don't even know many titles at one time, like many in different companies, and TNA champion, etc. And it was during that time that I thought, well, maybe I don't want to go back to WWE. You know, I'm making a difference to these companies. Yeah, like WWE, the name's going to sell the product no matter what, unless you're The Rock or John Cena. Realistically, there's only so much like a lot of people's names can do. In WWE, the WWE is what sells it, but these different companies I'm working for, my name is selling it. And not only that, I built this name. And I don't know, as I say, the game kept changing, like, because I never knew what was going to happen next, and the next opportunity or the next platform I'd be given, it was my opportunity to knock it out. So by the time my Impact Wrestling contract came up, and my wife and I weren't going to re-sign, we had to decide the next move. At that time, we were thinking probably Japan. It would be the move. That would have been interesting. Where I've always wanted to work, and that was the initial goal.
Oh, you've never worked there before?
I mean, I've worked there, but not with like New Japan was the goal.
Oh, gotcha.
Like I got the opportunity to work with a couple of places I wasn't too comfortable with, but New Japan was one of my goals. So I figured that'd be it until William Regal, who's like one of my mentors, told me to take a phone call with Triple H. We had a good conversation. You know, he'd been watching what I was doing, and I'm very proud that I was achieving what him and Vince had seen in me from a young age. And I told him if I'm coming back, I want to be part of NXT, not Raw and SmackDown initially, which was his plan anyway. Because of the hardcore fans, they know who Drew Galloway is, what he's all about. As opposed to jumping in Raw and SmackDown and wondering what the 3MB guy's up to, why he got so big. I knew it was the right fit to go to NXT and get that chance to be a leader. So that's pretty much Drew's journey summed up right there for you, the thought process, because it's impossible to get
the questions are popping in my head, and you're just answering them.
Like I'm going to talk it and just keep going and try and give a clear picture to everybody.
I have to go to bed.
I can talk in depth on all the different companies that worked with in the journey, and the thought process changing, and why I hate with a burning passion when people complain on social media.
Oh my God.
And then I say to them, God, you drive me so crazy because you remind me of me when I was younger, and I deserve to get fired. Perhaps you deserve to get fired because you're not being constructive about it. You're just saying random gibberish and complaining and bitter and realistic. If you get given the ball, you would drop it. So Becky Lynch is the only one to genuinely use social media the way it's supposed to be used. She got herself over because she's smart, witty, and clever about it, not bitter and stupid about it.
One of my favorite comedians is Doug Stanhope, and he has this great line. It's like, some people their hobby is just to complain.
Yes.
That's what they do. Some people play
I
cards.
get it. Like, I've been there. I remember being backstage, and it's embarrassing to look back. And, God, I just was so complaining. I'd have a group of us and just complain, and then we'd go out and we'd drink, and I was like, how's that helping anyone? How's it benefit? That's just going to magically fix my position because I'm going to drinking tonight instead of, like, I don't know, having a good diet, working out, at least improving my physique. Because I devolved from when I was Intercontinental Champion, like my look, physique, and general work ethic had devolved, and it's embarrassing to look back, but it's also part of my journey. Part of the reason I became who I am now, and I have the exact opposite outlook. And I try to give these kind of clues to people in all the interviews I do, and I hope they see them occasionally online. Because I'm giving the answers. The ones who know they're working hard can look in the mirror and say, "Oh, when Drew says this stuff, he's talking about me." And the ones who aren't working hard are probably lying to themselves and saying, "He's not talking about me."
That can't be me.
Not me. I'm just not being given the right opportunity.
That's right.
God, I'd be
held
WWE
back.
champion right now if you just gave me the opportunity. I could wrestle a 40-minute match right now. Cut a compelling promo the crowd would care about if you just gave me the ball, brother. Nice.
Like, there's some, in any business, there's some instances where, yeah, some people don't get the opportunity, but generally 9 times out of 10, it's just like, you're not taking it as seriously as you possibly can.
You're going to get, if you keep working and giving it your all, you're going to get the opportunity. Like, if you've got the talent, no matter what, you can say this guy deserves it, that guy will get it eventually. Look at Chad Gable right now. There's somebody who just works his arse off in every possible area, in the ring, out the ring, never stopped, kept a good attitude. Didn't see him complain on social media, he's getting busted in his butt. Now he's getting an opportunity. You don't have to love what's happening, but he's getting the opportunity to showcase to the fans. The fans are getting behind him. If you can't deny talent, if he never gave up once, eventually you will get the opportunity. We can pinpoint people and say, that guy deserves it, that guy deserves it, that girl deserves it. Oh yeah, the Minnesota wrestling machines.
So I really liked your running NXT champion. You actually, the match you won the NXT championship was probably like one of my favorite matches that year. It was really.
Was run after Asuka and Ember. That's the thing these days. You don't want to be out after the girls.
No, you sure don't.
But
were you a little disappointed? It was great seeing you back on the well, it's not even really the main roster anymore. Kind of on the same level. But were you kind of disappointed that you weren't able to go back, maybe finish some unfinished business or anything like that? Or were you kind of okay with where things were left in NXT?
One more time.
Were you still okay with how things left in NXT, or were you a little disappointed that you couldn't go back, maybe get your title back?
To be honest, I get the impression the plan was for me to move at that time. That's why I was losing the title. But things happen for a reason. Like a couple of injuries I've had not very many. But I think timing-wise, I'm unfortunate because I lost it in the match that I lost the title. So I can always say I would still be champion right now. Andrade and Adam Cole and Aleister Black and anyone else who had it, if it wasn't for that bicep tear and landing on my head. But also, I'd never had any time off my entire life at that point. Ever. I went from university straight to WWE, so I've been in school and wrestling part-time for 6 years. Then I went to WWE 21. I was full-time all the way until I think I was 32 when that happened. So that was non-stop for about 16 years. Finally, I had like 3 months to sit down.
Don't know what to do with yourself either.
Yeah, I went crazy. But realistically, I had a chance to sit down, reflect, think about everything, process everything, develop a new game plan.
Playing the WWE 2K games?
Yes, of course.
There we go. Got that
play with myself constantly. My wife hates
that's going up.
Yeah, my wife hates when I've ever played the video games. I'm playing with myself. It's not funny for the 50th time. Every new video game, straight in there, playing myself. Well,
we're going to get one last here. I do want to talk about the game. It's really great seeing you actually in the games again. Tell me just a little bit about working on the game. Did you do motion capture for the game at all?
No, I didn't. Definitely did a few things. I can't remember what. I was there.
It clearly left an impression on you. Yeah.
Sorry, but no, I was there for the commercial.
Tell me about that. What was that like?
Yeah, it was unbelievable. Just the whole setup in the mansion and the idea and like knowing about who the man was, and then finally, the females getting their representation. Not just with Becky on the cover, but in the game itself. You don't think about it when you're a young guy. You're just playing your career mode and story mode, and it's just like guys you can play as. And you never think about the female
representation,
represented now with that. It's just unbelievable watching like just the progression of like how the characters look. I've seen myself 10 years ago, my first game as a 6'5" babyface assassin, and then watching me grow into the big hairy beast I am now, like how realistic it is. I was actually looking at the leg hair when we were over here and the one girl was playing it. I was looking, I was like, I can see my individual leg hairs and chest hairs. I think I'm a little more jacked and tan.
And they're accurate.
Yeah, I'm a little more jacked and tan in real life, of course. But no, the hair is like unbelievable. And then like I heard about the Halloween mode, which sounds pretty cool.
I know, right?
Roman's Tower mode, play against his rivals. It's myself, so much like Quantum Leap, you can be Dr. Sam Beckett, go back and put right when once went wrong.
Quantum Leap reference. You're my new favorite now.
Beat him at WrestleMania.
I'll just close with this. I was talking with Braun a couple weeks ago, and it's something I didn't even notice. And then once he pointed out, I felt like an idiot. But when Becky's falling into the mansion, she's breaking the glass ceiling.
Oh yeah.
And he pointed that out to me, and I'm like,
I'm
an idiot. I'm retiring. Yeah, I know. Cool. Well,
Drew, that's a cool image. I love about all the like older guys as well. Like all the like top guys and legends. We're all saying we knew who the man was back then. That was one of my favorite moments.
Yeah.
And for Becky to get that platform, obviously with Roman as our.
The commercials every year are really creative, but that one was really good.
Just being part of it was so cool. Like I remember, like, we'll split the inside story the first day, and then. But I had to go to the SmackDown, so I pushed hard to be there the next day because I really wanted to be part of it. I'm glad I did. Very close to Saturday.
Drew, thank you so much. Awesome to meet you. Drew McIntyre, everybody.